Chairman. And point of privilege, first of all, I want to thank everyone here today. This is such a critically important issue in America right now. But, Mr. Chairman, Ms. Wu, I was privileged to be honored and to participate in an activity, actually an event that Microsoft put on, 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats. And it was outstanding. It was where Microsoft reached out to the traditional African-American colleges on their own to get that great talent pool into their workforce. I think that was outstanding. I think that's something that we all can be proud of, and everyone benefited. That was an outstanding day. So thank you for allowing me to participate with that, and I think that's something we all can be proud of. Also, I want to thank Microsoft for coming into Chattanooga on our computer science literacy. Outstanding. I wanted to bring computer science literacy really to all students in America, in rural, underserved areas, but also into the inner city. And when I asked you all to go into the inner city, you came into the inner city with me. So thank you for doing that. It's so important. I've got a couple of questions. The technology, and this is to you, Ms. Wu, the technology industry employs millions of workers, but there are also millions of tech jobs outside traditional tech companies. Workers in retail, hospitality, and agriculture, to name a few industries, are increasingly having to learn new technology skills. But the idea of getting a 4-year computer science or data science degree seems out of the reach for a lot of those workers. What opportunities are there to make sure that workers in different fields can get the technology training they need to continue to grow and advance in their jobs?
Thank you. Thank you, sir, and thank you for your support of Microsoft and also for HBCUs. As you mentioned, we've been very proud to extend our recruiting in that world as part of our attempts to diversify our workforce, and that's going very well. So thank you for mentioning that. I think, as everyone's mentioned, nowadays people don't think about just IT in IT firms. Every firm is becoming a technology firm. And so having those skills everywhere is important. I think that's where techniques like apprenticeship and CTE are particularly important, but also lifelong learning and figuring out what IT credentials make sense in construction and logistics, in transportation, in healthcare, because increasingly everyone is going to need to have these skills. And I think it's really the partnerships that we have, but also, as Dr. Coons mentioned, thinking about how some of the resources can be available to people to reskill mid-career, because they will need to pick up that IT credential perhaps 10 or 15 or 20 years into their current career path. And how can we use those resources to help do that? I think as technology companies, we have the burden and the obligation to work with our partners in retail and manufacturing and elsewhere to help them design curriculum, but they really know the best IT for themselves, and so we'd love to be helpful, but I think that it's making sure all those resources are available in all those areas.
Thank you. Ms. Wu, parents always say that they want their children to go to college. Unfortunately, for many people, apprenticeship conjures up a very old-fashioned type of training. They may not realize that apprenticeships can also be found in IT and aerospace. How can we make sure that families are aware of opportunities provided by these high-tech or new industry apprenticeships?
Well, I think talking about some of the exciting successes that we have, and we're always happy to talk about it. We invite all the members of the subcommittee to come visit and come to our MSSA sites to meet some of our apprentices to showcase those models. I think that's incredibly important, and the way that we can show that it can work. And also talking about other countries are not like the United States, but we do have demonstrated models there. I also think getting college credit while in the apprenticeship is incredibly important. So people feel it's not that you're only getting off at one exit, but it's just another stage in perhaps your continuing education.
Thank you. Again, I want to thank this panel for their commitment, and it's just a privilege to have you all before us today. Mr. Chairman, I'll yield back.
Thank you.